right, last story I'm going to talk about in this video here on Locals, and for a new one for you guys here on YouTube, is paternity tests are becoming big business because men don't trust women. Now, who do they blame? Do they blame women for this? No. This article, of course, wants to blame men for being silly, for not trusting their women, and they want to blame the test companies for stoking that fear to sell more tests. Now, the big thing to notice, there is reason to distrust women. The divorce rate, 50-60%. The cheating rate, 50%. Going back to this other story here, I'm back with my husband after affair, but when we sleep with each other, I wish I was still with the guy I cheated with. Guys see these stories and they go, hey, you know what? I know women are cheating, and if she's going to cheat on me and she gets pregnant by this other guy, odds are she's not going to tell me. She's just going to have the kid and keep it on the down low because supposedly she loves me and maybe I make a good income or we have a house together or the families all know each other, and it would be really awkward and embarrassing for us to get a divorce because she got pregnant with some other guys. There's lots of reasons why. But of course, Salon magazine it's never the fault of the women. Remember that. It's the fault of the men being stupid and being untrustworthy, and it's the fault of the businesses selling these tests. But women, completely innocent. They say the annual ritual Father's Day has come and gone. This is a little bit older article, but I think I saw this trending on Twitter because a couple of paternity test things came back up, and so it got trending on Twitter again. The annual ritual Father's Day has come and gone, but retailers are projected to be a record $16 billion richer for it. But paternity provides an enticing commercial opportunity all year round in the form of paternity test kits. DNA testing is big business, but the industry is selling a particular product. While it purports to offer certainty about family relationships and personal identity, in fact, what it does is make a toxic mistrust of women. This pernicious idea pervading a popular culture and even threatens to shape litigation. Oh no, how dare you? It's toxic against women. Bull. Women are toxic against themselves. The reason why this is getting a lot of traction is because more men are taking it and they're going, oh my gosh, I'm not the father. Shocking. While there are no reliable data, nice writing. See, a lot of times you guys go, dude, when you read, it's very hard to follow you. It's because a lot of times I'm trying to either read what's on the page and it also doesn't sound right coming out of my mouth. So I'm trying to also read it the way it's written, but also correct it at the same time. And so it screws me up.
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
They write, while there are no reliable data. And I want to say, while there is no reliable data. Which one sounds right to you versus which is written? That's why a lot of times my stumbling, mumbling ass screws up words. Just understand that. While there are no reliable data because not all testing companies are accredited, an analyst from one of the major companies estimates that 1 million paternity tests are performed each year in the United States. According to industry reports, big paternity is projected to be a $3.8 billion industry by 2023. There are two kinds of paternity tests. The first is the legal forensic test ordered by courts for child support and custody cases. And then there is the so-called discretionary testing that is not medically or legally necessary. Do you see how they're putting their spin? It's not medically or legally necessary. It's your kid. Shut up and don't look too far into it. And they call it so-called discretionary. See, they try to put a spin where they're discrediting guys wanting to figure out if their kid is theirs because they have some doubt. These are the home test kits advertised on billboards and the internet and sold in your local pharmacy. They're what the website delicately referred to as peace of mind testing. But peace of mind doesn't come for free. While the price of home paternity tests have dropped dramatically in recent years thanks to improvements in technology, the cost still exceeds $100. The kits are offered at teaser prices, but separate lab fees quickly add up. I don't care, honestly. I don't care because so many guys are getting twisted into child support and raising kids. And when I say so many guys, maybe it is only a few percent, but hey, if you're in that few percent, it is devastating. If you said 3 or 4 or 5% of all women out there would have to give up their kids against their will because the father wants to take them, you'd be like, oh, this is outrageous. But when 3 or 4 or 5% of men find out that their kid isn't theirs, that's a big deal. That is a very big deal.
I'm not going to call him dad. Ever.
So they say, continuing on here, they say discretionary testing today accounts for about 36% of total revenue, and in recent years, it has driven the DNA industry's rapid growth. According to analysts, the industry has benefited from an increasing number of babies being born out of wedlock. Well, shocker. Yeah, of course they are. Because those dudes are like, maybe this isn't mine. I'm not married to her, and I knocked her up. I want a paternity test. I think that's pretty fair to do. And to be honest with you, if any woman, I don't care if it's a wife, a one-night stand, or anything else, if a woman comes up to me and says, hey, I'm pregnant and it's your kid, DNA test, done. Paternity test. If that doesn't happen, I'm never gonna claim it. That's just protecting yourself as a man. So yeah, it's big business because a lot of kids are being born out of wedlock. At the same time, new labs have entered the market. Profitability hinges on increasing customer demand. The only people who need a paternity test, however, are those unsure of its results. The precondition of healthy paternity testing industry, in other words, is an abundance of uncertainty. Yes, but it's not the men that are making the abundance of uncertainty. It's women's actions. It's women's own articles like that I read about this woman going out and having an affair. Women are their own worst enemies. Women are the ones that are making men doubt what's going on. So when you say, well, yeah, but there's an uncertainty, you're damn right, and it's the woman's fault. They say little wonder then that companies traffic in doubt, find answers to life's most important questions, beckons one site. Don't let uncertainty tear you apart, urges another. Companies cite a widely circulated and thoroughly debunked statistic that as many as 30% of people don't know their biological father's identity. The actual number, according to multiple studies, is in the low single digits. All right, there is a preface to this, however. The 30% is 30% of people who feel that the kid may not be theirs, who have doubts. 30% of those people find out the kid is not theirs. That's where the 30% comes from. 30% of people who actually question it, who actually have doubts, 30% find out the kid is not theirs. Out of all births, it is probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5%. It's a very low percentage of all births. But for those that are like in a situation where they do have some doubt, 30% of those are right. They say they warn consumers that thousands of men are unknowingly paying child support for other men's children. It's true, thousands of them are. I would hazard a guess as to tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands are. Given how many people are on the planet, I might even hazard a guess to say millions, hundreds of millions, tens of millions of men are. They say Identigene, which pioneered direct-to-consumer marketing for DNA test campaigns to rare awareness of paternity fraud. I think that's a good thing. In my mind, I think there should be a mandatory paternity test on every baby born everywhere, period. End of statement. Because that would keep women on the up and up. That would keep women on the up and up, and it would keep them accountable for their actions. They say in this context, daytime television is a giant product placement opportunity. Big Paternity forms partnerships with experts who double as media personalities. Ohio-based DNA Diagnostics Center touts its credentials as paternity tester to the stars. Its media portfolio, blah, blah, who cares, who cares, who cares. Most company websites, however, eschew celebrity and sensationalism for a stated and serious tone. Don't care. Yet neither sensationalism nor platitude should mask the deeply corrosive doubt that is the industry's bread and butter. The high-minded quest for truth frequently taps a deep vein of misogyny. Decrying the epidemic of paternity fraud, men's rights groups call for expanded DNA tests. Paternity testing is about testing a woman's credibility. If all women are suspects, some are especially so. Paternity shows play on crude stereotypes of poor, young, and disproportionately non-white baby mamas, as well as irresponsible black men. As sociologist Patricia Hill Collins has observed, these sexual spectacles also communicate messages about race and class. So you see, paternity tests are now about race and about misogyny. Do you know how to make that even across the board, where it doesn't quantify race or gender, even gender? We talk about it so often. It doesn't qualify race. It doesn't qualify as doubt on any one particular woman or her motives. It's not anyone calling out about anybody. Mandatory on everybody. That way, hey, white, Jewish, black, Latino, whatever. Young, old, married, not married, single, hookup culture, adult, spicy work, doesn't matter. Tests for everybody. Then it's equal. But instead, they want to say, no, you shouldn't do it at all. Why? Because that protects the women that are the cheaters and the bad actors. It's always, and the people that do want to know, like the men, they say, oh, well, it's misogynistic. Oh, and it's also somehow also about race. This is to see, they want to keep their secrets. They want to keep their bad actions, their naughty little secrets. They want to keep them secret. That's what it's all about, really. They say it was only a matter of time before the social platform demanded a policy solution. Over the years, legislators in Tennessee, Kansas, and New Jersey have introduced bills to make DNA testing obligatory for all newborns. None have become law. I heard different stories about duped fathers who were raising children and paying child support, observed one bill's sponsor by way of explanation. One can guess where he heard those stories. Literally mainstream news, literally articles written about this. There was the CEO who raised kids, and he had a condition he come to find out when he was in his 50s, I think. He had a condition where he couldn't have kids. The 3 kids weren't his. It was a CEO of a company. It made national headlines in Australia, I think it was. They say, to be sure, the DNA industry did not invent doubt, right? Cuckoldry, sexual jealousy, and the ineffable mysteries of identity are tropes at least as old as Greek myths. They reoccur in literature. Yes, do you know why? Because that happens. So why is it a bad thing that men want to know? Because if they make this mandatory, or if they make this common practice, more women will get caught during their bad actions. More women will lose their child support from the good provider. More men will know what the game is. That's why Salon writes this article. They don't care about the DNA market making big money. They don't care about men having doubt. They care about women getting caught. They care that the woman that's dating the middle-aged good provider wants to go out and get the tennis star's good DNA. She wants to boff him and get pregnant by him and then have Captain Supporter over here pay for the kid. They're afraid that'll go away. It's hypergamy. It's throughout history. They just don't want it to become mainstream. They don't want it to become law. And that's why they do articles like this. And that's why I read this article specifically, because they want to make it sound like, oh, if you're a man and you doubt, well, hey, women automatically know because they're the one having the kid. Why is it when a man wants 100% guarantee that it's his, well, you don't trust your woman? No, I don't. I don't trust any woman when it comes to that. When it comes to 18 years of child support, when it comes to raising another man's kid, when it comes to certainty of knowing this kid is 100% mine, do I want certainty? You're damn right I do. Well, you just don't trust her. Hey, look at divorce statistics. Oh, you want a paternity test? You don't trust her. Oh, you want a prenup? What, you don't trust me? You want to marry me, but you don't trust me? Prenup or no marriage, period. Kid DNA test, period. Why? Yeah, because women are not trustful. Women today are not trustworthy. Not with something as big as this. You want to tell me a little about a white lie about something? I don't care. You want to break up with me because I'm bald, but you want to tell me it's because of something else? I don't care. But you want to tell me it's my kid and you want me to raise it as a father? Or you want my child support? Damn right. 100% make sure every time. Guys, I will leave it there. If you're on Locals, thank you very much for joining me here. I appreciate you watching the long form. I'll put it in podcast for you supporters as well. If you like the smaller segments, I keep that over on YouTube, and you can watch them over there. And then the last video I'm going to be doing here, which is this one here, video review, how to handle their shit tests. I'm going to do that as a one-off here for you Locals viewers, and it's only going to go on Locals because I want to use language, and also when I review this Marnie's video, I have to break it up too much for YouTube, and I don't like doing that. I like to let her play out and let it breathe a little bit, so I'll be doing that for you there. Guys, thank you very much. If you're not a supporter, but you're just a member, think about supporting me over on betterbachelor.locals.com, and we'll go from there. We'll talk to you next time, guys. Thank you very much.